Bournemouth. How do you assess today's game?
Difficult to take. I think we didn't really get to do what we wanted to do. We had a good conversation at half time, and the game was far too transitional for our liking. Didn't really play to our strengths. I think there was a period at 2-0 in the second half where we actually started to play a little bit and have the ball to feet a bit more, and you could feel a little bit of a shift in momentum. But then obviously once it went to 3-0, I think that probably killed the game. They're a really good side, and it's a good measure for us, because obviously that's where we want to get to. That's the level that we want to get to. So it's disappointing, but I think the girls can learn some lessons from today, and if we learn our lessons from today, then I think we can get something good out of it.
You touched on it there, but obviously looking at the lessons we can learn, what are some of the positives we can take away from today's game? How can we improve going forwards?
I think for me, just there are moments in the game where you can see we can definitely compete and play the way that we want to play against the top team. They're a tier 3 team in the making, and so that aspect of things I think is positive, that we can compete. The scoreline is obviously one thing, but there's moments in the game whereby we can do what we want to do, and the other positives are not one of those players has not given their all and tried their best. We just felt that they had to try harder and work harder because we were so transitional. They were making themselves work harder than they needed to. So there are some positives, and we make sure we take it out of the game.
We're not looking at excuses for the result in the game overall, but obviously the early injury to Holly Beckham, how that affect things.
Yeah, I mean, it's football, isn't it? And you have to manage it, but we had a situation where one of the players had been not well during the night, and she was assessed to be able to play. So you think, okay, well actually we're all right, and then you go 1 minute into the game, and then Holly comes off, and she's a key player for us as far as her level of intensity that she brings in midfield. So it's a big loss.
I imagine that'll be a sort of assess where she is next week and go from there.
Yeah, we just assess her. We just hope that it's not anything too serious. Anything involving the knee, obviously, is a bit of a worry. The upside was it meant Izzy came in early, and I thought she showed that she's a tier 3 player, and I thought Izzy was excellent when she came in. So that's the upside. It meant that Izzy probably got more minutes than she was expecting or perhaps ready for. But I don't think it'll do any harm in the long run.
Of course, the result was disappointing, but looking at it from a bigger picture, obviously women's football and obviously having 6,000 fans here, how much of an atmosphere did that help, and how much did the players enjoy playing out in Vitality today?
Yeah, I don't think they'd have enjoyed obviously the result, but they certainly enjoyed the opportunity to play somewhere where with such a big crowd. I don't think any of the girls have played with that level of support, and it's certainly once you see a goal go in and the place erupts, it's an entirely different feeling. I don't think the girls were affected negatively. I think they were in sort of good mental shape and approached the game with their best efforts. It's massive that you can have a tier 4 game like this and have this sort of level of crowd support, and I think it just shows everybody what's possible. What's possible, the way the game's going, and if you don't get excited about National League football with a game like this and support like this, then don't know what more it needs to do.
Just finally looking forwards, how important is it we attack next week and look to build on better results next week?
Yeah, we've got an absolutely massive game against Moneyfields next week, and that was really the core of post-match chat, really, because we can't let this derail what's been a really good season for us so far. And what's really important is that we learn our lessons from it, and that we come out fighting next week against Moneyfields and make sure that they feel the wrath of what we're feeling now, because obviously it's disappointing, but there's only one thing to do with that disappointment, and that's to channel it into work and effort next week in training and then bring it to the game. So that's what we'll do.